Don't doubt yourself when you haven't even planted the seeds yet. When you put money into something like that to enable you to go further in life, it gives you a reason to actually earn that money back and actually multiply it. Real self-care, real investment into yourself is looking deep inside and actually giving yourself a reason to move forward and go towards what you actually love doing. Hey guys, so glad to be back. Please don't be distracted by this kind of fierce look, but I thought I would film this talking video in this look because I just filmed like a makeup video that I'm gonna post later on. Look out for that. I'm gonna probably upload that on this upcoming Sunday. So today I really am excited to talk about learning to actually invest in myself. There's a variety of spectrum that can be going on here because not everyone has the spare money to spend on yourself. But then again, is it you making excuses and feeling like you don't deserve to spend money on yourself? Or is it the really like reality that you're really living paycheck to paycheck and you can't spare an extra dollar towards something that would actually amount to something greater? Because if you can afford to go to Starbucks every single week or like every other day, like this $4 drink is gonna turn into like 60 bucks. And if you save those 60 bucks towards something else, like I don't know, uploading your own website or maybe a business you've always wanted to launch, you know, that Starbucks drink can wait. Like, and the fact that you could be investing in something more is huge. But obviously not everyone has the financial means to do that. But I just want to say, like, if you put in the money to invest in yourself, it gives you a reason to actually go for what you want now, because you know that you invested it. So now you have to know that you want to actually earn that back through other means. I had the worst misconception about this because I thought that I had to like only save money and only never buy things, and it was kind of severe because it came to the point where I was like, I always like was running out of socks. And I think it was the way I grew up, is that I hated asking for things because it would seem like I would be spoiled and I didn't want to make my sisters jealous. So even if like my parents would ask me for if I wanted to buy anything, I would say no, like as a child, because I knew my sisters might get jealous and might say something, and that kind of carried with me as I grew up. And there's a lot of you guys out there who have like similar upbringings, not the same exact upbringing, but like an upbringing which causes you to think in a lack of mindset where you don't deserve those things and you don't deserve what you actually want inside. But this is a huge difference on our own mental health and our confidence and our self-esteem, because you realize as you're thinking in this lack mindset, you're like, okay, well, I don't deserve this, I don't deserve that, so how the hell are you gonna get anything more than that? How are you gonna get further than just that? How much further are you gonna go if you can't even buy socks for yourself? How are you gonna buy a new car for yourself? That kind of thing, you know? I think what would really help is like, I love this book. It's called You Are Badass by Jen Sincero. It was specifically the last chapter in her book, or not the last chapter, but one of the last chapters in her book that was talking about money and your mindset in money, because there's a huge misconception that can happen where we think that money is bad, and that's why we are poor and that's why we are lacking, is because we think that money is bad and means that, oh, they're corrupt and people with money are corrupt and blah 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 blah. But actually, like, the more we have those like weird limiting beliefs and lies about money, the less we're attracting it in our own lives. So the way I was thinking about it, like, oh no, I can't buy these socks, no, I can't buy this and that because I don't really need it, it's not urgent. It's because of all of those inner like subconscious beliefs that we have. And I feel like we can really like learn to switch that mindset. Write down everything you know about money, everything, every belief. Write a letter to money. Like, say like, oh, I think money is this way, I think money is that way. This is like literally word by word in that book. It talks about turning that letter of all of those bad misconceptions you've had and turning it into positive. So after you wrote all of the negative things you think about money, make it all positive, and then write down oh, with money, I can actually afford to buy a new car. I can actually move into a bigger place. I can actually have my own room. I can actually, treat my friends out. I can actually do all of these things and realize that money is actually good. Like, it's good for you because it enables you to do things and it gives you freedom. And that's the problem, is like, if we don't have a good subconscious mind about money, we're not gonna earn it. That's the first things first. And that is the only reason why I even like am now on this journey to continue creating things on YouTube and stuff, and it's getting my vibe up. Life isn't always about money, okay? Like, that's not the end goal, but it's more about what you really deserve, because this world runs off of money. Money is kind of like energy, right? So in order for you to attract that, like, you kind of just have to attract that kind of energy into your life, but it has to be a positive energy. It has to be out of love and genuinity. I don't even know that if that's a real word. It's so important to invest in yourself, whether it be money or time or self-care, like anything. I'm gonna be honest, going on social media and all of that is not self-care. That's just you escaping your problems. And I realized that recently, is that this whole past week I've just been on social media so much because I just feel so dead, and it's just kind of feeding into that deadness. It's not self-care because you realize when you're trying to just distract yourself, you're not facing what's there deep inside, and you're not giving yourself the room to even look at yourself and look at what you actually need, because you're just distracting yourself in social media and blah 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 blah. Real self-care, real investment into yourself is looking deep inside and actually giving yourself a reason to move forward and go towards what you actually love doing. And maybe some of us might not know what we love doing yet, but that is also something we can work towards. Okay, let's give us some time and actually think about what we might love doing and what actually gives us joy in our life, and actually think about that. And giving ourselves the time to do so is so great, because that's real self-care. That's investment in ourselves. And I'm gonna tell you right now, like, growing from that lack mindset to actually investing in myself has been such a great thing recently, because now I'm actually unapologetically like spending money on myself. And I think people are gonna think I'm fucking crazy. Like, my Asian family will probably talk the shit out of me for buying a $900 life coaching session, but that's worth it, because the valuable experiences I had, like connecting with people and having these conversations, have been absolutely great. And I've learned so much. And when you put money into something like that to enable you to go further in life, it gives you a reason to actually earn that money back and actually multiply it. You know what I mean? Like, it's an investment, literally, like stocks. You put that for yourself because you know your value is gonna go up. I've been taking that, and I met this amazing person in that life coaching session, because she is a life coach, and she was just asking a question in one of her Zoom calls, and she was talking about how she's trying to be a life coach full-time. And I was super interested because, I don't know, she just kind of gave off this humble vibe, and I kind of liked the way she carried herself. So I just took the chance. I was like, this is my chance, because Jen Sincero, she was the one who wrote You Are Badass, and she's in charge of that life group coaching session. She told us this crazy story that, like, in order for her to get out of her lows, like, she was in debt, she was living in a garage. She took the initiative to go seek out self-improvement, read books, go to seminars, and her big jump towards her goal was hiring an $80,000 life coach. And she was already in debt, and it is insane, but she is literally where she is now. Her book is a New York Times bestseller, and she charges $900 for her life coaching sessions, and there was like 300 of us. So obviously, like, this woman is like giving back, but with value, and we're willing to pay for it because there is value in it. Isn't that crazy? Is that once you put in that commitment, that jump, is when something really changes deep inside of you. Because I realized during these past couple months that I've been trying to start a business, or attempting to, and trying to learn like web development and mobile app development, trying to upload YouTube videos more consistently while doing my full-time job. I've been learning so much about myself because I've been trying, and I think it's just so helpful. I will 100% link my current life coach right now because I've been working with her for a couple of weeks now and it's been amazing and I love her so much. Literally, I started off like with 500 subscribers literally like as I started meeting her, and then she just gets my energy up, and all of a sudden a few weeks later or within a week I now have 3,000 subscribers, which is literally insane to me. I'm not saying like she's completely the reason, but she's been my moral support, and moral support, your energy is so important when you're trying to achieve these things, because even if you're doing certain things, but if you're doing it reluctantly and you don't want to do it, you're not going to attract the same kind of energy. And I feel like I've been having this kind of energy as I've been making these videos, and I think people, you know, decide to subscribe for a reason. So I don't know, I definitely recommend her. I'm gonna link her down in the description below for all of her services. So overall, I think it's so important to keep the needle moving towards what you want. Even right now, I spent like over like 600 bucks on this camera to invest into my YouTube channel because I knew I'm gonna continue making like videos. I knew it, no matter what, even if it takes another year for me to get monetized or whatever, I know I'm not gonna make the money back anytime soon, but I think it's worth it because I feel like I'm creating better quality content and it makes me happy. It's like once you put that effort into like elevating yourself and actually putting in the time and the money and the efforts to do so and show up, it will return back to you. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm super successful, so I bet you're like, what is this girl talking about? She's not even doing like much with her life right now. But I'm trying to spread the positivity and confidence in everyone who's watching, and I hope that's been helpful. At least the very few comments that I get, they've been very grateful and so loving, and it's been really putting up my moods. Thank you so much. I know that it can be hard. I know that you don't feel like you deserve to invest in yourself, the time or the money, but it will come back, and life is so temporary. Like, you're gonna like look back and be like, why did I take the opportunity to just like go in and do it? Imagine like 20 years later, you look back and you never took that opportunity that you could have taken. You're gonna regret it. Like, don't live your life with regrets and just do what makes you happy. Literally doing what makes me happy right now. Like, even though I'm not like saving that much money, it's been expensive and I'm not rich. Like, I'll probably have a heart attack if my car broke down tomorrow, but I'm working towards something. I'm not gonna make unreasonable purchases. Like, I can afford these things. It's about learning to have some self-control, trying not to buy too much, because okay, there's a thing, like, you can invest in yourself, but maybe don't go overboard with it, because I think I was going on Amazon a little bit too much, so I deleted the app so that I wouldn't shop as much. I would look at things that I might need, because don't give yourself the excuse of investing in yourself by buying certain things and just having like this kind of shopping therapy and be broke as fuck, because that is not the way either. There needs to be a balance. You can't buy too much, you can't buy too little, but actually realize what you need and what is actually useful for your future and benefiting you. I just want to add that for any of you guys like still doubting that you're like, nah, I can't spend that money on myself, or I can't do this, or I can't go for things that I actually like, you know, cut that bullshit, because I think the most happy we're gonna be is when we do what we love and we're earning that fucking money. Like, I think that's gonna be the best of ourselves. Like, why wouldn't you want to do what you love and earn the most money that you can? Like, if you invest in those areas of your life, that's where you're gonna flourish. Where you're watering the seeds, where you're giving the sunlight, that's where you're gonna grow, and that's how it's gonna happen. So don't doubt yourself when you haven't even planted the seeds yet. Do it now. Like, don't wait tomorrow. doing now. I hope that was helpful, and definitely check out Shannon Kelly. Seriously the best. I love her so much. I think we're just gonna continue being like really good friends because she's just such an amazing person.